And Jackie Collins, good morning.
Good morning, Billy. Good morning.
Good morning, darling.
Hi.
Turn that book right there, Rocky, to page 7, if you can.
Oh, is that the waterfall
Yeah, that's
scene?
Jackie's book. Turn it to page 7. Go to page 7. And I'm just thinking, we've got all the makings right now, kid, of a fantastic movie. We've got Harvey to produce the movie.
Right there.
Rocky to star in it. Jackie will write the script, but based upon the power trip, this wild tale of murders. Okay, start down after he did not tell her he was married. She did not ask. Pick up right there. Dramatic.
I don't see it, but...
Upper right, page 7.
Page 7, upper right.
Ferocious lovemaking. Look
After
for
their night of unbridled passion, they were both swept up and addicted to each other. And so began their steamy affair, an affair that had them meeting all over the world.
Oh, there's our music, Rocky. There we go.
One paragraph up.
One paragraph up. The party was a blast until she was introduced to Alexander. The moment she saw him, he took her breath away with his brooding dark looks and an aura of control and power. He was big and strong, and there was something magnetic about it, something incredibly masculine.
Sounds like Harvey.
One hook, and she was hooked.
Oh, we're hooked.
And it gets set. By the way, if
on
you
the
were to
fly.
keep going, there's something on the bathroom
was
floor
good.
that
You didn't know
goes
you'd
down.
have to work
That
that,
just
did you?
gets very sexy. It absolutely does. Harvey, we could put this thing together right now. Rocky, you star as the billionaire Russian oligarch who gets lots of
I'll
action.
just be the narrator for the cassette version. How about that?
And Jackie, we got to talk later, 50 Shades, the book that everybody's talking about, because you've been doing that for years, and I'm dying to know.
Years, yeah. I know. It's funny, really, because, you know, sex has been around for so long, and all of a sudden, because some person is getting tied up. I mean, my women kick ass. They don't get their ass kicked.
Ooh, I like that. Powerful
I do
women.
too.
My women kick ass. They don't get their ass kicked.
Yeah, exactly.
Author Jackie Collins is back with her latest novel, The Power Trip. Long before there was that 50 Shades of Grey, there were Jackie's fabulous novels, The Page Turners.
Thank you.
Before we get to the fabulous power trip, Jackie, let's dress down 50 Shades of Grey. I mean, but women have migrated to 50 Shades of Grey. Is it too graphic? Do you think it's lowbrow?
Well, you know, it's been going around for so long. I mean, books like that were back in the 60s and the 50s, you
Wait a
know,
minute,
Frank
really?
Harris. Oh, yeah.
Tying up
Because I
and-
remember when I was a kid in the south of France, there was a bookstore there where you could get banned books, and I would buy those books and read them. And I would think, well, you know, it's not really woman power. I like strong women. I like to write strong, positive women. So they have been around for a long time, but good for her. She sold zillions of
But
books.
why was it this one book and the three of them that captured so many women?
Because of the media. The media came out with that phrase, mummy porn, which I think is the worst. If anybody called my books mummy porn, I would run for the hills. But it
And do you think it's regressive?
I do, because I think that, you know, relationships are what's important. Sexual equality is important. Here you have a guy who's, you know, a billionaire or something at 28 and a girl who's a virgin at 19. Neither of them believable, but still, you know, good for her because she sold so many books. But I don't want to write that kind of book. I want to just write fun, erotic sex, you know, waterfalls and white
Seems to be
sand
working.
beaches.
Over 500 million. It's working.
Well, this is my
just fine.
29th book. Yes.
Although I do have one beef. Why is the guy always, he's tall, dark, handsome, rich, and well-endowed?
You know, I have a choice, Billy. I have a choice. Do I write
Can't
a man
he
who
be
is
short,
well-endowed,
pale, stocky,
or do I
large
write one
thighs?
who's not? I think I'm going to choose the well-endowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're not all. You know, I have a few villains lurking around.
Who
in
aren't
there.
well-endowed?
The villains get not well endowed.
The villains are never
He's evil
well-endowed.
and he...
Yeah, they're evil and they're 2 inches.
Are any of the characters
guys.
based on real people? Because when you look at the characters in your book, you can kind of pull out certain ones. You're like, oh, that sounds a little George Clooney-esque, or
But
sounds a little like Russian billionaire.
Cooper, it could be, you know, any of those guys who were voted the sexiest man alive. I like to take the essence of a famous guy, and then, or a famous person, and then I like to make my own story up. Because if you knew what happened, you would be bored, because you would know what happens if it's the real person, because the story would follow them. But at the beginning of this book, I have 2 people in bed together. One has a fabulous orgasm, one gets shot dead.
Oh.
And when I wrote it, I had no idea who these characters were going to be, because my characters take me on a trip. When I'm writing, they're taking me on that trip. They're taking me on that journey. So, you know, a lot of people say my books are very sexy, but the sex is organic, because I'm writing in longhand, and those characters, they're there, you know. So I don't know when they're going to have sex. So it's kind of like life, right, Billy?
Wow, you...
You've got beautiful blue eyes that match your sweater.
Yeah.
How
Do you
nice
like
is
this look,
that?
Jackie? This is
I
SOS,
like this.
sweater on skin.
Yeah.
You can
I
just give it a
know.
little rub.
Do you think I
Little
have to
chilly
write
in
about
the
him
studio.
in the future?
It's just a little chilly in this studio today, so I
I
thought...
think there's an attraction. This could
No,
be...
I think there's attraction between you two. You're so
Oh,
good
yes,
together.
there is.
Yeah,
I
I
love
can see
him.
that. I love it.
What do you feel between us?
Oh, I'll have to write about it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I should
Can
write
we
about
move to the
co-host.
next possible question? Is there any way that
Yes.
here's the... She says the characters who are very much like... Look, Cliff Baxter, charming, never married movie star, about 50 years old. That's so Clooney. You got Luca Perez, gay Latin singing sensation, possibly Ricky Martin. Has anyone ever come up to you, like at a cocktail party, and said, "That's me"? Or I know that, you know...
Oh, you know, usually they pick out the villain who they think is somebody else, but usually it's them. I put a little bit of them in there. There's one character in here who's totally based on a real-life person.
Who?
I don't care. Oh, it's not a famous person. Somebody I knew in life, and I've absolutely captured them. And people who know him say to me, "I know who that is," you know? So, but when I wrote The Stud, every guy in Hollywood thought that was him. That was funny.
Oh, that's great. They
Yeah.
always go for the stud.
Yeah, and
Thanks.
Hollywood Wives, of course, created quite a furor amongst the women, because one woman came up to me and she said, you know, that character, the fading movie star, is that my husband? And I said, no, 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 there's lots of fading movie stars in Hollywood, which infuriated her even more. Yeah.
You recently said you just mentioned Sexiest Man Alive a second ago.
Yeah.
You thought that Channing Tatum was not a great choice. You wanted Taylor Kinney, which is Lady Gaga's...
Taylor Kinney, have you seen Chicago Fire?
Oh, we had him on here.
Oh, my God. No, he's going to be the next George Clooney. He's fantastic.
He's already got that little salt and pepper thing going
Yeah,
on.
he's
and
good. But then I saw Magic Mike, and Channing Tatum is pretty good in that.
All right, so he's...
Yeah.
Yeah,
But both
so
of
he's
those
back
will
on my
pass.
top list. I mean, I have Pinterest. Do you have Pinterest?
I don't. I'm
And I
slow
have
to tickle.
smoking hot guys on it. I've got 260 of them, and they're you have to have a look at it.
Is he on?
A minute. No, I have to put you on there, Billy.
Jackie, after all we've been through in the
I
last few
know,
minutes here,
I know.
I would assume I'm at the top of the, top of the
Well,
list
you
there.
will be. As soon
All
as
right.
I get home, I'm on my
You
Pinterest.
still write longhand. You
I
said like
do.
pen to paper. So do you have like a system? Do you have the big yellow pad? Like what
I do, and I write in black felt pen, and then I have them leather bound after, so I have all my books leather bound and signed, and it's the way I love to do it. I'm currently writing Confessions of a Wild Child, which is Lucky Sant'Angelo when she's 15. And she was a wild child. She ran away from school, and Gino had to chase her to the south of France, and she's with Olympia Stanilopoulos, who's a total whore, so it's really fun.
I love that
And
she's
you
a
say
paw.
the love-making and all the passion comes. You don't know when it's coming. You're just
Just-
going
I don't
along,
know.
longhand on your
You
pad, and then
know.
all... So when you feel it, it goes to the paper. Is that what happens when
No,
it...
when my characters feel it, because
Oh.
if I'm committing a murder in the book, I'm not going to run out and shoot somebody. So there's a great waterfall scene in here, though, that everybody's kind of, you know, clocking into. It's the Russian billionaire and his supermodel girlfriend, and the cheating politician is hiding behind a palm tree on this deserted island. But then they all get, you know, pirated by Somali pirates.
But in Cabo San
Which-
Lucas, I love the backdrop. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah,
You just
what-
want to be there with a cocktail.
Yeah, I wanted people to feel that they were actually on this yacht, that they were eating the caviar, drinking the champagne, and then this terrible thing happens. But I wanted you to feel that white sand,
Jackie, I felt it.
turquoise water. Oh,
An
good.
hour after their first encounter, they were making fast, ferocious love on the floor.
Ooh, her book, The Power Trip, is in
It was
stores
animalistic
right now.
in its intensity, so overpowering that they'd never...